Hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. Hi there. How you all doing on this fine day? Good, I hope. I really hope good. Now and then and now. Happy birthday. Thank you, Klani. Happy birthday to you too. It's 3 in the morning for me right now. I should go to bed. Go to bed then. If you should, then do it. I myself should work on the video, and as such I will work on the video, which well, to be honest, kind of already am rendering this, so kind of already. But stream, mate, I'm gonna be working on the video the entire live stream. You're not gonna be missing much. Oh wait, no, that's my battery script. That's the wrong one. This is the right one. Okay. What's the video about? Programming languages and the differences between them. So what are the differences between program? Well, I'm so glad no one asked. That's because, first of all, I need to make this look presentable, which, oh, never mind. This actually already kind of works pretty well. I could, 100, yeah. And let's do 3. There, seems good enough. Good night, everyone. Good night. When is your birthday, make it? I don't remember. I was really young back then. Oh, in here, in order for me to actually talk about all of this, I need to... Oh no, in order for me to actually talk about this, I need to actually write down the entire program in... Oh, shucks. Hold on. I need to put it all into Blender in some kind of smart way, actually. Shucks. Because if I just copy it, that's gonna look really ugly. I much rather... It would be much better if I could have some kind of smarter way to format this, preferably using geometry nodes. Let me think. Okay, so we have text. Do we have custom properties? And... Okay, we have custom properties, but what we want those custom properties to be is we want them to... No. I'm looking for something like vertex groups. Right, geometry, texture space, bevel, font, no. Text boxes? What is a text box? I cannot delete this one. I could just look it up and find a way. Alternatively, I could do it the make it way and just try it using geometry nodes. So, I'm assuming that every single one of these is an instance, and in order to check that, we're gonna set material to white and then store named attribute brightness. Perfect. Now ID plugged in. Okay, they're all really bright. That's not what we want. You seem cheerful right now. Did you finally fix your sleep schedule? Not really. I'm not cheerful. I'm just caffeinated. Also, I'm in my stream persona. You know, I need to be energetic and whatever those streamers do. Those rascals. If I'm to be completely honest with you, I really don't want to be working on this video. I really don't. That's because I have another project of mine that's a secret right now, and it is really fun. It's the doodad. I really want to finish the doodad. But, yeah, well, you know, first work, then fun. Happy birthday. Thank you, SD X Gaming. Thank you. Happy birthday to you too. Hi, this is Nasuke. Hi. Rascal summoned me. I've been looking over the paper, Remco, by the way. For no actual reason. It's just... I find it so hilarious, the notation. It's so dumb. I mean, it's not dumb, obviously it's not, but it's funny looking. And okay. Now, here's the question. How do I separate off these letters? Well, instance scale. No, wait, scale instances. There we go. And then ID, math, clump, 3, scale. Damn it, that didn't work. So maybe data has realized. Maybe separate by separate geometry. Oh. Is CS50 good for learning C++? What is CS50? I don't know that one. Keep in mind, I need to understand all of that. Yeah, that's what makes it so much funnier. Give me a hint about that secret project. Well, okay, it's secret publicly, because on Patreon I just straight up like I join in on the Discord channel and I just work on it with the camera. But if you want a hint, the hint would be... No, that's kind of too obvious. It's practical. It's I am doing some kind of something with engineering. You'll see. Now, separate by... Hold on, selection actually. Selection could work. Selection... Handle type selection, name edge paths to selection. Oh jeez, this is not gonna be fun. Is there really no way for me to... Because there is another way I can do it, but that's rather idiotic. And I'd rather not. I might need to though. There is something else I can do. And that something else would be just colored in manually. Ew. Which is blank. That would be the first one. Now it's just gonna be... that's gonna be... Well, there's no blank, really. 3 CS50 cores. Is that good or should I learn Python or C++? Using a course to learn programming, I personally, well, I guess the basics, that's not bad, but I myself, depends on how long the course lasts. In my opinion, any course that's longer than 3 hours is kind of a waste of time, because you're just getting so much more from coding yourself than from just learning the theory of coding. I personally, the way I learned coding is I got the introduction from JavidX, great YouTuber, and then into C++, and then I just went on and made like 4 different graphical engines. Well, 4 iterations of the same graphical engine, each time getting better and better, and that's basically how I've done it. Okay. Whoop. Yeah, this looks good. So keywords, perfect. Then actually blank would also be good. That would be just white, and that would be this. That would be these. Those are the special boilerplate characters that we don't necessarily need. Well, we do need them, but boilerplate. I had to be consistent. I could also color in the brackets. Now it was batch because I was using Windows and I wanted to automate some stuff and then batch. I mean, if you're doing it for simply for utility's sake, then there are worse options than bash, you know? Batch. Whoops, Windows, not Linux. Make it hard coding and engine shit while we are stuck on Hello World. I mean, it's not as difficult as it seems. It's not as difficult as it's made out to be. It was a good learning experience. Alright, so purple would be the keywords. Then variable will be red. Oh yeah, I am just coloring it in. Oh, heck yeah! This is what coding is actually about. You know, just using colors and just coloring stuff in. That's what computers were meant to do. Everything else was just a mistake. Oh, I can't select two things at the same time. No, that sucks. Right. Perfect. What else will be important? Logic or maths? I don't know what I should call it. Maths, logic, laughs, whatever. These, that's the point. Yup, I think that's all of it. I deem D to be orangish. Which channel? Please say as I can understand or just spell it. You don't need to go with the same channel as I did. But if you want to, if you really want to, then hold on, my Firefox is just glitching. If you really want to, then this is JavaDex. I'm not subscribing. Oh yeah, I was subscribed to my old channel, and this is JavaDex and Code It Yourself. Those are pretty good if you wanna learn C++, like the basics. I would suggest like 1, 2, maybe 3 videos. Well, to be fair, these ones are going to brag graphics a bit, but like 1, 2, 3, 4 videos and then try yourself. Does Blender allow pasting style text? Like you can use code highlighter and copy and text and paste it. I mean, you can change the fonts, you can stylize the text, but it's not really that. You can't really paste stylized text in simply because this is just geometry. At the end of the day, like it's not just two-dimensional text; it's genuine geometry. So you can stylize text, but it's not treated exactly like text. It's difficult to explain, honestly. I thought that it was just a string of instances, but apparently it is not. It's not, which makes it more confusing to me. And I honestly don't know exactly how it works. All right, maths. What else is there? Hard coded. Right. So we want 2 more. First of all, is string, which will be, of course, standard IO and the printf. With whatever, who cares, it looks fine. I just want to separate them off a bit and have some kind of system for separating them. And then last will be hard-coded. And, well, if I was going on a technicality, then I suppose hard-coded would also be part of the string, but whatever. Let's not overthink it. Perfection. There we go. So, this is the C code that I will be dealing with in... Whoops, that's unrelated. This is the C code that I will be dealing with in this video. Make it. I go back to unsending children's drawing grind. That's a great one. Hold on, I need to show this paper because I find it so hilarious. Give me a second, everyone. I need to show you a paper that I just find hilarious. This is a paper. I have no idea what it's about. It's way above my pay grade, okay? I won't sit here and pretend as I do. I don't know. But it's funny. Yes, Remco's. This is way above my pay grade. And this is like what Remco needs to understand, which by the way shows you like the difference in our skill levels. Yeah, this is way above my pay grade, whilst this is just Remco's pay grade. But the reason why I have it, the reason why I think it's so funny is because like the notation used in it is so hilarious. Hold on, let me find something good. It's just where are the, there we go. Here we're getting into the good stuff. No, show me something good. Some loop-de-loops. Where are the loop-de-loops? Honestly, I am curious, Remco. Once you get through this paper, I am really curious to understand what the loop-de-loops mean. Look at this! I mean, I can see, like, if it's the loop-de-loop, that was topological, right? Hold on. I think it started with topology, which, I mean, then it would make sense as an obvious identity, but that's still hilarious. What was the first one? No, I can't find it. This is too chunky. Oh, there we go. Topological S matrix. Yeah, okay. If the loop-de-loops come from topology, then it makes sense for the obvious sum. It's hilarious. I don't know why I find it so funny. I've seen a fair bit of cursed math notation in my life at this point, but this is, for some reason, just breaks me with the stickman figures, basically. Behold physics. Yes, hello. I would like to buy apples, please. It's so... Look at this. This is so ridiculous. And then you have just a proof. This is the entire proof. That's the proof. Well, I mean, no, you have proof of theorem, I suppose, but this is like with a straight face. How can you? Physics is not a serious topic. It is not. You all cannot just draw around loop-de-loops and lines. Very normal to me. I know what you're... Yeah, you can't just with a straight face loop around loop-de-loops and rotating count. Rotating, I'm sorry. No, this is not serious. You are all very unserious. There is no other explanation. Jump, right. Jump. What is the jump for? Jump. We take out the U because it's unnecessary. Okay, got it. Which means right here what we need to do is we need to separate the jump into 3 separate things. Oh, this is actually mildly infuriating. Okay, well... Can I just save it as a copy and then delete this and then... Right. Okay, so right. Okay, right. So okay. You don't need to return 0 from main, but I want to. It's good practice when you're explaining how C works to return 0 from int main. Because that gives you the error check, and it's really nicely shows how the kernel interacts with the program. Now, we'll have to do some minor mathematics for this, because here we have a bounding box. Now, in this bounding box, what we basically get is 2 vectors. This is the first one, this is the second one. Like, those are the vectors we get. And they defined our bounding box. Now, what we would like to do is we would like to take this jump and separate it off into 3 different segments: the J, the U, the MP. But we want them to stay in the same place. The problem being that this text is centered around the middle, which means we could do it manually. You know what, let's not overthink it for now. For now, let's just try it manually, just to see how it goes. Because to be fair, I don't want to overdo it on the very beginning, if it's not needed. J, wait, hold on, where's the J? Why is it disappearing as well? There's so many questions. J is right there and is for some reason disappearing. Why are you? Why would you? Oh my goodness, it's always something with you people. Why is the J disappearing? No other... Hi the time upper. I'm sorry, I'm allergic to Italians. Now, we can manually merge the letters, well, which won't really solve the problem that the J is disappearing for some reason, which it very much shouldn't be because I normalized it to the scale. But hey, we all have our own little quirks, am I right? Am I right or am I right? It seems to be perfectly in the middle there, 85. 84. 86. 86.3. Close enough. Okay, good. That's how professionals do it. They just slowly jam everything in there until it fits. Alright, we need 3 of them. That's because we need the J, we need the U, and we need the MP. Perfection. Do you have to stream during school time? No, but I get to stream during school time. The benefits. You need to be more grateful in life, you know? Oh yeah, this is just thrilling. No, 20, 10, 24, 29. Okay, we're getting somewhere. 27, 28, 28.5. No, 27, 7, 75, 79, 8, 78, no, 88. This is getting quite confusing. Close enough. Okay, good. And then one last thing to the right. So 4, that moves it to the right, which means 45. That's too much. 2, 1. Almost. 0, 8. Perfect-ish. Good. Now we can disconnect the top one, because we don't need it anymore. And then we can just disappear the U like this. 230. You can hear the confidence in my voice. The problem being the fact that the J is for some reason disappearing already. There. This is a pretty bad fix because this shouldn't have been normalized. So it's not really a fix. It's a lack of one, but you know what, you take what you can get sometimes. Yeah, this is pretty bad, but oh well, happens. Now, we want this to get redder as it goes on as well, and we want these two to come closer. Which is a bit of a problem since vector math, multiply, and then like this, 1, 1, 1, except right here it's gonna be 1.0001, like this, because then they won't be overlapping anymore. They are still very much overlapping, too many zeros. Perfect. Actually, it can go from both sides. Now I think about it. Oh no, wait, it can't go from both sides, because if it goes from both sides, then... Damn, I'm good. There we go. What comes next? It's 6 register. CSDS. Wait, what? CSDS-ES. Aren't those the ones that are in the 32-bit, not the 64? I'm dealing with 64-bit registers because I am a professional. And also because it's easy. Oh, and my goodness, I'm not even going into the explanation of like how division of registers goes. It's SS. I mean, honestly, I don't even expect consistency from this. But it's like, we're completely omitting the fact that, like, you know, if you want to store an integer, then you go into array-x, for example. But if you want to store a floating point, then you go into XMMO. Because why not? I think it was XMM. It might have been something different. It's been a while. Code segment, data segment, extra segment, stack segment. Learn in school that. You learned about registers in school. What kind of school do you go to? That's a very odd topic to learn. Alright, so where does the C code begin? Right. Speaking of C, discarding the includes. They're not important right now, but the rest will actually leave this time. Oh yeah, right, we should actually have them as separate text. Oh, no. Oh, no. How do I get into Blender? Downloading is usually the way to go. I always have the same advice for getting into anything, which is disrespect the study. You just need to pretend that it's easy until it becomes easy. That's the way I always do it, at least. That's why I got into anything from quantum mechanics, through chemistry, through computer science, Blender, and so on and so forth. Now, I feel like the easiest way to do it would be to actually separate all of them and write it down in... I'm thinking if there is an easier way to do it, but it's kind of tricky. Okay, I think I may have something. Oh, that sucks. Because the problem I'm having right here is that this effectively is just like a solid block of text. I guess what I could do is I could duplicate it. I could convert it to a mesh. I can merge all of these by distance, and the distance being tiny, yes. Then I could go into geometry nodes. I could create new geometry nodes for this, then separate geometry, or separate components. Okay. Megan, does a free patron matter to you? I don't, not really. I don't really utilize. I don't know what Patreon envisioned free patron would be. I don't get that feature. I've never used it in my life. I really don't understand what it's supposed to do. Just that's the thing. I just don't understand it. Never bothered to set it up. I don't really have much of a setup on Patreon. I just use it to like post videos that I'm not ready to yet post on YouTube. I truly enjoy your videos on quantum mechanics, mathematics, also your streams. In general, love your work. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Andres. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. So in this case, what we're basically trying to achieve is we're trying to achieve this, separate by loose parts. However, in geometry nodes. That's ideally what we'd like to do. Okay. Mesh Island! Right, I remember now. Okay, I remember the Mesh Island then. Oh, okay. Mesh Island. Yeah, where Mesh Island separates each and every single island, Mesh Island do. Okay. So now, all we need to do is just somehow... Because right here we can separate geometry by selection, and then we can just do math, compare, and like island index to something. And then, no wait, integer, there we go. And then we can select all of different characters. However, also some characters are multiple. Ah, this is gonna be more of a pain. Even more of a pain. This is going to be even more of a pain. Alright, let me think. The four variables ABC, they're accumulated base code data, and machine code they go A, C, D, B. Oh, that is really upsetting. I really like the alphabet being... I have done it in the past myself, where alphabet is meant to actually represent different words. I really dig that. But having them different machine code, that's... Oof. Okay. So the question still stands. How do we... Yeah, no, this doesn't really matter. What we want to do basically is we want to take all of geometry, separate it to split two instances. Oh, could you maybe work? That would be nice. Index. And then, or ID, I don't remember what is the difference between them. And then scale, no, scale instances, like this. Perfect. And then math, please work. Almost. There is a small letter A over there, so that's something. Okay. No. That is... Oh, because island index. I'm an idiot. There we go. Yeah, there we go. The only problem is that their center is not at the center, so we need a bound... Actually, no. How are we gonna solve this? Wait. Bounding box. Wouldn't a bounding box make separate bounding boxes in this case? It would. Lovely. Lovely. Absolutely lovely, because then all we need to do is just vector math. Ah, it's gonna be a bit tricky. Might not actually work. Here's to hoping. It didn't. Okay. Good. Good. That's really good. That is in fact good. That's because if we increase this, then... I mean, it looks cool, but it's not really useful. Especially since there are certain characters which seem to be just out of order. Ah, that's... so much more terrible. It's a neat kind of animation, but not quite what we need. Damn it. Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm doing this is because this way, it lets us access the... Wait, why am I doing it this way? I could just select them with vertex groups and then just pass them in. Huh. I didn't think of that actually. Alright then. Never mind. I don't think we need this. Okay, this is still rendering, that's good, which means now we can just get to C. Let's first do some kind of nice animation for... intro into C. It should be... camera going up to, let's say... Actually, no, we won't know what the animation is until... Yeah, we won't know what the animation is until we complete this, okay. Which means U, go on in, and then mathematics. We start at 0, we end at X, and what we would like is... right here we have some numbers. 1, 2, 3, ... And then what we would like is we like a smooth gradient between them. So, in other words, we would like a map that takes in a number, and then... moves it into the scale. So takes in an index, moves it into the scale, and is also dependent on the shift. Or in other words, if we plug it into a hyperbolic tangent, or even easier, a color ramp. Thank goodness you can use color ramps just to represent scale. Then add, or subtract rather. There we go, they disappear. However, if we beforehand divide by 10, oh yeah, because they clamp. No, that's incorrect. That's not what they want. Divide by 4. Okay, divide by 10. These two freaking characters, for some reason, being out of order is really pissing me off. Why? Why are you out of order? You want me to manually fix that? Because I can. I really don't want to, though. 0. Okay, it appears to be character number... 150... 151... No, 152, 3, and 4. Which means that... it's really annoying. Because we don't want them to be... Yeah, 152, 3, 4. 5? No, 4. 3, 2. So, a bit of mathematics. Nothing too terrible. and then implementing it, which would be annoying. Which means right here, we check if... Nerd. Muff. We check if this is greater than 151. And if it is... Actually, there's a couple things we need to do. We basically need, like... I could do the garbage fix, which I might do. Which is that at this point it seems to be fine, which means if we do greater than 27, and then right here we can do muff or mix. This is our standard approach. Once it becomes greater than 27, then we do the same exact thing, except we add 3 to it. And then once it becomes greater than 151, then we take this and we subtract 151 and add 27? Did I do this right? No, I didn't. Good, it's good. Hi, Statistic Panzer. Well, then I got 12 kills. Good for you. How's your day going? Not great, to be honest. For some reason, this isn't working. Oh, because I plugged this into the factor when I should have plugged this into the factor. Well, no, it's still not working, but at least it's progress. Oh, because this has to go in right here. Oh. I am incredible. I fixed it. Well, ish. They are still in the wonky place, but you know, you can't have everything. Now we take this. If we end at 0 or -1, perfect. Divide by 10. Yeah, looks like a pretty neat animation. Alrighty then. That's enough for an intro. Time to continue on. So, what is actually the point of this segment of the video? Good question, I don't remember. I was drunk when I wrote the script. So in C, it certainly looks at that different, but don't worry, it's actually quite manageable. First, we start by discarding the includes. They're not important right now, but the rest will actually just leave this time. Which means that instead of this complicated mess, we just delete it, because we don't need it actually. And then we just... Boop. You should recolor the main. Oh, you're right. I forgot about the main. Yeah, it was meant to be a function. Main was actually, in fact, supposed to be function. You are absolutely correct. I've completely forgot both functions. There we go. Well, now I need to go back and fix it in the previous... Alright, see. Right here. Main and print. Fortunately, it shouldn't be too bad. I should just be able to easily color it in. Without breaking anything. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, Is include purple? Yeah, I mean include this pinkish purple because I just consider these to be the basic keywords. Now, standard IO. We'll start by discarding standard IO, which means in this case we create a vertex group like this. I could also just separate it off manually and do it, I suppose. I don't really have to do the vertex groups. Why am I trying to do it so professionally? I don't need to. I can have it be garbage. I'm gonna just go through this chapter, which is 3 pages long, and then never ever again touch it my entire life. How did I die to a milk truck? See, it looks that different than one. It's actually quite manageable. First, we start by discarding the includes because no one ever cares about the includes for now. I've played War Thunder for 40 minutes, if I remember correctly. It might have been an hour. I didn't get it. I didn't understand the game. It was really confusing. You either get the best pay, get the best match ever, or you die every 3 seconds. Well, that's how it works. Either you get the best match ever, or the enemies get the best match ever. Someone has to die every 3 seconds for that to happen. I really like the shade on the floor. It creates a really nice gradient. I like it a lot. Unintended effect. I mean, very intended, obviously. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have started that recording and should instead, I mean, that animation. I should have probably waited for this one to render, but well, it happens. I could take this time right now to record the video as well, speaking of. Also, I haven't scripted the Python segment either. That's funny. Put the space after the comma in print function. No. Oh, that does look kind of odd. Ah, well, I'm leaving it. Too late. No one cares. No one will care. I'll make them. I have so many cables on my floor. 3 power supplies, 2 different dedicated cables, dedicated power supply cables, an HDMI plugged into a USB, a USB plugged into a USB, and just a loose USB cable. Oh, another power supply cable. This one an angry power. This one. Oh, I was reading your comment. I just yeah. This time a lab power supply, a multimeter. That's fun. Most of these are disconnected from anything. Well, I'm a mess. What can I do? Okay, this finishes rendering. What's next? Next we will have. So in this situation, for example, and then we want this code right here. Oh, right here is where we get to the fun bits. Okay, good. We'll need some kind of more clever way of implementing writing code. Maybe something that will automatically figure out what line it should be on. Oh my god, it's a krill issue on shrimpment. It's as shrimp as that. You're making me want to play some kind of action game. Artistic Panzer. It's been a really long time since I've played any action games. I miss it. I used to be amazing in the finals. I have a new favorite particle. This what is... I can't even pronounce it. Valerian. Static solution to the electric interaction of standard mode of particle physics. It's involved in certain applied processes that violate baryon and lepton numbers. Can be represented by such Venn diagrams. Alpha geometry is a saddle point of electric potential. Lo and behold, it's further. How many A to micro B and A to C and C to C USB cables do you have? I don't know. Whenever I'm missing one, I just go out and buy a new one because they're useful. And then I come back and I realize that the cable was... I just had the cable all along. I just couldn't find it. And that's how I get all the duplicate cables. Always, whenever I need a USB-C cable, I can only find the... wait, is it USB-A? I don't remember which one. I don't remember. The old USB cables, and whenever I need the old USB, I always only find the USB-C. It is really annoying. I bought some Raspberry Pi Pico 2s actually, and I'm curious what kind of USB ending they'll have. I guess that would be useful to know. Okay, so we need a better way to write code in here, mainly because it's a bit of a chore and we're gonna be doing a lot of it. So let's amend this by going in and adding a new variable. That variable will be an integer, and that will be... and that integer will be the a line that we're on. I listen to like Hatsune Miku when I play War Thunder. I listen to Hatsune Miku when I play Doom Eternal, right? As far as the... it's temporary, the grind's eternal. Oh, capturing the attribute might actually be fairly annoying. Ah, who cares? Position. Then we will take this, actually not position, only line. And then what we'll do is we will just... well, that's a good question. Skirmion. How many wacky particles have you got? Skirmion. Skirmion is topologically stable field configuration class non-nuclear sigmods, which is a model of a nucleon. Tony Skirm as a topological solution in the pion field. Probably being able to model version with accuracy multiple low energy properties of nucleons simply by fixing the nucleon radius. Huh. Okay. I find it... I can't get over the fact that it sounds like something from like a Rick and Morty episode, like the Glurbo or whatever it was called, where those words just feel like people making up just alien names. Oh, you know, it's the Skirmion, which is the topological soliton in the pion field. The block point or whatever. Spintronics, that's not real. Yeah, no. Consider the Pomeron. How many have you got? Pomeron. Increasing spin. Okay, oh, ew. Quantum tier list when? The cross section of the problem scattering should be equal high enough energies. Inflaton. That's okay, that's not the real one. That is a real one. No, you can't just find a physical or any kind of property and just create a particle for it. Well, I mean, you can, you're a particle physicist, but still. Inflaton field. That is not real. That is not real. Glue ball. Okay, no, this one is fairly alright. You take gluons and you get a glue ball. I can, alright, it's not offensive. I get it. But Inflaton? This is, why do you physicists just hire Dr. Doofenshmirtz to name all of your particles? Ah, Perry the Platypus. Behold the Inflaton. Can't do the voice. Hi, the Rumco.
So the whole thing with all these hypothetical particles is it's very easy to make a scalar field and have that interact with other fields, for example, electromagnetic, and then excitations of that field are just new particles. Boom, done.
But like Inflaton.
Yeah, it's just a field. It's just a field that interacted with Higgs particles, if I believe correctly, at the Big Bang. And since that's excitations, like little bumps in the field, it's particles. It's that easy.
I cannot with you all. I just simply cannot with you all.
You just have a very strict definition of particle, we don't. Anything can be a particle if we try hard enough. Alright, I'm going back to my hypothetical particles. Bye.
Alright, bye. I know that's the thing. It's. I don't want to get into quantum mechanics right now. Hold on, one more big sip. Basically, particle is a bit of a misnomer. Because when we humans talk about particles, we think of them in terms of dust particles, for example. However, in quantum mechanics or like particle physics, particle is more like quanta. I feel like in my opinion, it's a bit more descriptive. It explains the concept a bit better. And once you start thinking of them less in terms of particles and more like quanta, then you just, it kind of makes sense, honestly. The idea doesn't seem ridiculous. It seems, well, logical. Oh, the one sucks in here. Oh, damn it. Oh, I can't transform. Well, that's good. That's really good. No, that's phenomenal. That's just great. How am I supposed to fix that? Set position, please. May I? Can I? May I? May I? Offset? No, the answer is no. That's good. No, it's a good start. Okay, great, neat, fantastic, lovely, sweet. We're working on this one frame for like 2 years. It hasn't been 2 years yet. Don't rush me. Explode the point. Oh, that's tricky. Oh, it's capturing it from an instance. That's the... Oh my goodness, I found the problem. Right, fixed it. Okay, good. So now basically what's really nice is that right now we can have an additional attribute at the very beginning, and then we can basically figure out where it should lie on the line. And then another thing, we can have it be actually, instead of being in the center, we can have it be on the left, and then transform geometry right here, combine XYZ, and then just do X. And that way we'll be able to move it left and right, or move it up and down. Well, the integers are -1. Good. Perfect. Do that, which do that to make it video. If I make a software to do what you are doing without all the nodes, but just a prompt, will you pay for it? If you can actually do it, then yeah, why not? The only problem is that I don't think you can do it. Don't mind me, lads. Let me just quickly jump forward by like 10 years in the field of AI. Don't mind me. Now. Right, I need to add constant at the beginning. I'm an idiot. Just add a float number. Perfect. That's where our program will start, then it will just cascade down, and then so on and so forth. That way... You guess right, but I love daydreaming about becoming rich. Try the lottery! Fair, that's the point. It has to start as... It starts at 0 already. Well, that's not good. Oh, because I've made the mistake I always do. Addition has to be afterwards. Right, okay, so this is our line height, which is 0.5. And then... we want them to all be on the constant... Right, there we go. Perfection. So, now all we need to do is just input the code. I don't know, try going to investment banking. Or doing propaganda. Honestly, there's a lot of avenues. Move array x1. So first, this will be our first line, then second line, which will be composed of 3 different things, and those things will be move array x1. That's really bad. Uh-oh, why is it constant? I couldn't help but notice that this is constant, which it should not be. Alright, I feel like it's about time that we scrap all of this. Yeah. There we go. Can't do that if I have to start with 50 bucks. What do you mean you can't do that? If you want to be rich, it's pretty easy. Starting with not a lot of money is not an issue. Issue is like becoming rich with not a lot of money and at the same time not hating yourself. That's an issue. But, you know, you take the bitter with the sweet. Okay, this is good. We have the second line. Now the move will have to be this. Let's do 0.8. I'm pretty certain that's the one I've used before. RAX, we'll keep that as yellow. This one will keep as 0.5. Which means right here is going to be 1.6. Can you make a video how to become rich from scratch? I'm fine with hating myself in a Ferrari. Oh, well, it's not that difficult. I'm not going to make a video about it. Just find a politician, find something that annoys them, then take care of that thing, and then use that to get into their circles. Afterwards, spread propaganda for them, and then when they win, just turn all of your political power into monetary power. It's a simple process. It takes a long time, but it's a simple one. I'm funny. Which one do we want to delete? I think we want to delete this one. Just because I'm giving my bestie, I'll never see in a second. Meanwhile, switch to live chat. Don't tell me what to do. Should I sell my tank to get money? No! Ridiculous! What a preposterous idea. What's the next line? Next line is 1 IRX, RAX, RBX. Okay, we'll keep this. Now, because I've done it in a really smart way, what I can do now is just have this plugged in. The only difference is that the middle one will be RBX, and then second line. And then we're moving right here RAX, which means yellow, 1.6. Should I say my attack for money? Because money isn't worth happiness, don't sell your tank! Listen, I don't mean to be that guy, but I feel like a tank... Well, maybe it's just me. I do have a certain fondness for machines. Do you know what RAX and EAX stands for? Yes, Betseg, I don't... You mentioned it on this stream already, with R being register, E being extended? I don't remember exactly. I'm bad at memorizing things. Hold on. Extended, I was correct. Wow, I am incredible. It's worth $132 million. What are you gonna buy with that, artistic panzer? If you sell it, invest it, and get rich, you can buy multiple tanks. Or you... Well, that's not really how investing works. I really don't like how people portray investing as a sure thing, by the way. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't mean to go off on a tangent, alright? But it's a general pet peeve of mine, how people really often oversimplify it to the point where, like, they pretend that you can just passively earn money by investing. Which, if you have a lot of money and you want to invest it to get more money, then in order to have serious returns, you need to put a lot of work into that investing. You can't really do it passively and expect something serious. Like, good returns on the stock market, I don't remember where I read it exactly, but in the stock market, above average performing portfolio is like, what, 8% over a year? That's just a bit of a pet peeve of mine. I don't like it when people oversimplify. What about hedge funds? Well, but for hedge funds, it still doesn't really work that way. Because okay, think about it this way. Basically, in an economy, if you are getting extra money, that money has to come from somewhere, right? Because the actual important bit isn't getting money, it's getting the value. So if you are getting extra money, that has to go from somewhere. Someone had to pay it in. Normally, when it comes to investing, the reason why you are getting extra money is because you are giving money to a company that then takes that money and turns it into a higher return. So for example, if you have a promising car company, my goodness, am I really going in a tangent about economics? This is not fun. So if you have a car company which makes really good cars, then it is really possible that there is more people who would like to buy their cars. However, they can't because the company doesn't have enough money in order to build more cars. So then an investor comes along, gives more money to the car company, and that way it's a win-win-win-win, right? The company gets more capital to increase their production, the consumers get more cars that they wanted to buy, and then the extra profits get back to the investor who gets return on their investments. So on and so forth. However, when it comes to things like hedge funds, which you have to realize, well, not hedge funds, okay? Let's not get that specific. I don't know the inner workings of a hedge fund enough to discuss this topic. So let's go simpler. Passive investment. So things like, for now, let's just do simple stock dividends, because why not? Have you watched that one video explains using monkeys and bananas? No, I watch Patrick Boyle, investment banker. I really hope that's why I don't feel comfortable talking about hedge funds, because if there is one thing I learned is that there is nothing more idiotic than talking about economics if you don't know economics. That's why I would prefer to stick to the things I know. People always forget that is even finding a politician have some problem on some of this really took to know me. Okay, question. You have a hedge fund that you want to give your money to, right? And then, how should I explain this? I really want to make a graph, but I know that once I start drawing the graph, I will go on too much of a tangent, and that will make me invested into this tangent, which I don't want to do. Okay, I'm gonna put it as simple as possible because the pun. Yeah, I know, you're welcome. I'm gonna put it as simply as possible because I don't want to go on too much of a tangent. Basically, the big deal of capitalism is the competition. Now, what passive income claims to be is a way for you to earn money with no or minimal involvement. And if there is a way to do that, that way would be highly desirable, which would mean that a lot of people would want to do it, which would then mean that there will be a really high supply of that kind of service, which would then mean that the service would become less profitable. So if there is something that a normal person can access to generate passive income, that thing would get exploited to the point where it's no longer actual income. However, there could be things which generate passive income, and the reason why the competition hasn't been so high is because they are prohibitive, they're exclusive, and there is no way to enter them. However, that feature, by its own definition, would mean that a normal person wouldn't be able to participate in those, which means that wanting to end up in a scenario where you earn passive income is kind of idiotic. What's the easiest way I can get rich from scratch by putting in the work with low barrier to entry and a good time to money ratio? Getting a career in something like, I don't know, becoming a lawyer, a doctor, picking some kind of corporation, rising to the top, becoming some kind of manager. I would say that. in my opinion. That's what I'm going for. In my case, it's just I'm just putting in the work to do science. In my personal opinion, it's the best career path. Just doing something like that. Something. Wouldn't I want to go back in time and not drop out of school to make it possible? Not a low barrier of entry. Why did you drop out of school? Isn't that just banks? Banks, yeah, banks count in the exclusive section, but that's the reason why they're regulated, right? Because we don't want... we're not going into fucking economy. No, we're not doing this. I'm just going to focus on what I know, computer science. We're not talking about economics. Economics is a topic that's really easy to oversimplify and be wrong in. The reason why I feel comfortable about the passive income claim is because I have seen economists make that claim. That's why I feel comfortable repeating it. However, I don't feel comfortable stating my own opinions because they will be wrong. Because I was lazy back then. Then go back to school. I don't know, find some kind of simple job in your area that you can do and use it to pay for college or some kind of university, and then finish that college/university and then go into whatever career path you want. If you just want money for the sake of money, then I would really suggest reevaluating your what you actually want, because I never actually met a person who wants money for the sake of money. All right. Every single time when I ask people, they start describing, there is nothing one can't buy with money. There are plenty of things you can't buy with money. There are quite a lot of things you can't buy with money. If you want to learn more about the topic, then look at Elon Musk, for example, and ask yourself a question if he's respected. And then you can see that, for example, you cannot really buy respect of people with money. Despite being, at the time, the richest person on the planet, he was also one of the most controversial. Because you can't really buy respect of people with money because, well, there isn't enough money for you to pull into a single place to do it. If he was broke, he wouldn't be respected either because he's a jerk. Actually, he was way more respected before he became the richest man on Earth. Back when he was mostly working on SpaceX, he was highly respected. I'm not saying he was a good person, but I hate to play devil's advocate, I always do. But back when he was developing SpaceX, he seemed genuinely care about it. I don't mean to go all, money craps and power craps on you. But back then... I didn't mean to make it a crash out. It's fine. It's on me if I can't control myself. I need to... Alright, jump. The next one. He had PR people. No, okay, here's the thing. No, he doesn't need them to be popular. Alright, this is a controversial topic, so it's gonna be fun to discuss. But if you look at what he did back then, at least his work on SpaceX, he was always trash. I'm not saying that he was a good person. I'm just saying that he was genuinely respected. And it wasn't for the reason that he had a PR team. Is that his investment in SpaceX wasn't for money. It was actually quite, from just a business perspective, it was idiotic. Afterwards, he cared more about money, and and then, you know, instead of actually, and then he just started going into Tesla and hype and selling off everything in order to just make more money, and then he became really quite a shitty person. But he was respected back then. So if you want to add the initial point to the money corrupts, there you have it. I can't believe y'all got me, like, you put me in a position where I actually have to be on this side. I would say him, but I like that he contributed to space science. Yeah, I'm not saying he was a good person. I do want to make that clear, but I am saying that back then he didn't do it for money. But then, what if SpaceX was a PR stunt? Then it was quite an idiotic one if it was a PR stunt, I do have to say. That's because the whole point of... Okay, I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember that time. Because I know a lot of my audience is quite young. But back then, it wasn't really that he was... Okay, the story got his butcher from an other... Don't forget. I'm not forgetting that. You respected him back then. I didn't respect him back then because I didn't really care much about the SpaceX back then. I didn't really respect him back then. But I know that back then he was respected. Simply because SpaceX was like failing and like crazy. But even despite the fact that it was failing, he like still kept investing in it, which is not something you usually do. If you and when I say failing, I don't mean like it didn't go well for a launch run too. It was pretty bad. We need more budget for science research in general. I agree with you there. I do. But yeah, but see what happened. Then what he did is he got bored of, you know, doing things for science and, or, you know, advancement of mankind. Whatever he actually did for advancement of mankind or not is irrelevant. My point is that he at least claimed. And then he went in all for the money. And then look at him now. So if you think that nothing can be bought, that there's nothing that can't be bought with money, all I say is look at Elon Musk and ask yourself a question if he's respected. Which I don't think he is. And that's precisely what I'm saying. I've never met a single person who actually wanted money in life. What I more often see is people who is respecting his money. Causation isn't correlation. I'm not saying that money makes you disrespected. I'm just saying that you cannot buy respect with money. Also, is Warren Buffett just, well, you can buy fear with money. In a way, but when everyone respect, he could have invested in charity. I think Musk only wants respect of the right. You can get disrespected with money. I disrespect billionaires. We're getting into a very shady territory, by the way, where we're trying to... How should I put this? America is by war, a nation with the largest military in the state. Okay, we're getting into a really shady category, very shady territory and very controversial one. So I would really like that we stay on the point that started this conversation. Because, Jacob, you seem to value money a lot. However, I really feel like you should reinvestigate your beliefs and really question if what you value is actually money. Because when I say that getting money is easy, I mean it. However, if you want to get a lot of money really easily, then you need to optimize for it. You need to sacrifice other things that you would optimize for. And in this case, I don't mean stuff like the cliche ones, like love, personal life, so on and so forth. You can still be a workaholic and not go for the money. Look at me, for example. I'm clearly not going for the money, but I'm still a workaholic. However, what I mean is that eventually you will find yourself a point where the hedonic treadmill will make all the money you have no longer pleasurable, and so you will get used to the comfort, and then there will be no more comfort you can buy. What's the point of being a workaholic if you can't get rich by it? Well, in my case, I just want to be, famous. It's kind of a god thing, The more people believe in you, the stronger you get. You wouldn't understand, you're immortal. But, that's because money isn't everything. What should I buy? What am I gonna buy with a lot of money? What's the point? You can build your own sand if you get rich enough. I think I see your problem. I think I see it. That's because in your head, you can do everything if you have enough capital. But you're failing to consider the alternatives or the amount. So you can build your own CERN if you're rich enough. Okay, but why would you want to build your own CERN? There are a lot of scientists who actually care about stuff like CERN, about stuff like hadron colliders, physicists. And so, there are a lot of people who really want that. However, I don't know if you've noticed that physicists aren't trying to get rich, and yet they still build hadron colliders. The reason why being is because they don't actually care about them being built, they just want to do physics. And for that, you don't actually need to own your own hadron collider. So having your own hadron collider isn't really that beneficial if you actually care about science. It's fun when you can do things without taking orders from the higher-ups, but even if you're the richest person, then you still need to take orders. It just shifts it a bit. That's because richest people don't... So, for example, if you're an owner of some kind of company, then probably then your greatest wealth source would probably be that company. But then you won't have a boss above you, that's true, but then you'll have to listen to customers. Because customers are the source of your wealth. The thing is, money is a social construct. It only gets value because we deem it valuable. You will always need to take, in quotes, orders from someone because, well, otherwise money is meaningless. The thing is, what you imagine different terminal goals, it's impossible to justify them. But I don't think... But as I mentioned, I've never met a person whose terminal goal was money. Money is always an instrumental goal. So that's why I'm trying to ask you, what is your terminal goal? What do you want to do with that money? Or do you just want to see a number go up? That's what gets me so confused. I want to spend it to get happy. Spend it on what? Well, do you think a Lamborghini will make you happy? I guess go for it then. I always still want to own my own Ferrari. Well, I was close. It was a Ferrari. But if you want to, but going once again deeper, why do you want to own your own Ferrari? Because, here's the thing. Ferrari, in modern society at least, is supposed to be the signifier of wealth, right? the reason why people, well, at least a lot of them, the reason why a lot of people who own luxurious cars is because it's meant to be, all luxurious products in general, is because it's a fast boy. So you just want a fast car. That's your reason. You don't want it as a wealth signifier, you just want a fast car. Bye, Panzer. But if you want a fast car, then once you buy that fast car, what are you gonna do with the extra money? Buy a faster one? Because fast cars aren't that expensive. I mean, they are expensive, but they're not like rewrite your entire life to be about money kind of expensive. That's an overkill. People like doctors, people like lawyers, they can usually afford some pretty nice cars on their own. I just want to be a multimillionaire. But I'm just questioning if that is really what you want. Because that's odd, to say the least. As I mentioned, I've never really met anyone whose terminal goal was money. They always used money as an instrumental goal. So it's just a bit bizarre. Not if you live in a third world country. I mean, you citizenship from Malta or Ireland. Genius plan. I've actually never looked into the immigration process of the EU. I never had to, I'm a European. You can just go to Ireland if you get employed there. Or as a researcher, or as a student, or as a volunteer, or as a highly qualified worker. I guess that's still employment. Or as a self-employed worker? I'm sorry? That's a wild category. A while back I looked into immigration processes of America, and like, so it's wild to see a self-employed worker as one. Back to playing Monster Hunters for the next 7 hours. Oh, but if you're gonna play Monster Hunters for 7 hours, you're not gonna earn a lot of money there, buddy. If you want your fast car, you need to sacrifice something immediately. In the immediate, I mean. Want citizenship, you just need a decade. Money is faster. Where are you from, Betsek, actually? I'm my own boss, my very own play. I mean, Turkey. Oh, that's cute. That's curious. Ah, my goodness. Almost choked on some coffee. I'm my very own boss and my very own employee. I mean, self-employment isn't that weird. I am self-employed, technically. It's more curious to me that you can use it as a... Because normally when you move to somewhere using employment, that means that you just have a... Well, you have a company that hires you from that country, so then obviously you need to immigrate to that country to work there. But Turkey is EU, isn't it? No. It wants to be, though. It might be one day. It's a bit too low. Shucks. This rescales all of them individually. Which is not what we want at all, actually. That's useless. And then one last RAX, so this. I just find Checkup, I can't pronounce that, view a bit hypocritical, with wanting money and then going to play Monster Hunters for the next 7 hours. Inconsistent. RAX. And then white. 2. The thing is, I myself wouldn't really consider myself. Hi, the Timon. Oh, how nice that you joined in right as I'm gonna say it. I myself wouldn't really consider an anti-capitalist because I see the point there. I wouldn't consider myself an anti-communist either, or a communist, or a capitalist. I like the anti-centrist approach personally, J-Resh for life, but so I do get the idea of people wanting to grow a business as a dream. I do get the idea of people being kind of investor and such and such. However, I've never met someone who actually wants money as their goal, because usually even when it comes to stuff like growing a business and becoming an investor, money is supposed to be the instrumental goal, where money, well, obviously there is the Goodhart's law, but money is just meant to be like the signifier of if you're doing good at your job or not. For those people, at least, from the people I've met, but no one actually cared about it much. This is just a petty bourgeoisie. Me a bourgeoisie. I guess I am. Get back in the coal mines. The thing is, I just know a fair bit of petite. I don't know the subdivisions of bourgeoisie. I just usually use the term posh myself. I don't know the bourgeoisie terms. They joined the Wars Alliance, not the better one. Yeah, there are just two different ones. NATO is a military. I wouldn't say that EU is economical, though. EU is more like political alliance. Because economical is kind of the start, but it's a bit broader than that. It's meant to... Oh, we're not getting into this, no. You've already got me talking about money. That's enough. I'm not getting into politics.
Thank goodness.
No, that's pretty chunky. That's good. I can rescale it here. How lovely. Now what we need is all of them to appear and disappear. Okay, so this is our trans color. Now all we need is just to separate XYZ color rump Wait, I'm curious now. What's the petite bourgeoisie? I am insulted, and maybe is that comp? I don't know. I'm assuming it's an insult. The French terms are killing me. Lower middle class, including business people, tradespeople, and craft workers. Semi-autonomous peasants. Apparently the philosophy channel is making people angry. Oh yeah, too many hot takes. That's the problem. There are too many hot takes over there. Okay, there we go. Betsek, did you just call me an autonomous peasant? I respect it. I respect the confidence. Self-employed people, basically. I honestly, from now on, instead of saying self-employed, I'm gonna say autonomous peasant. I like that name a lot. Autonomous peasant. So it's funny. Alright, anyway. A video, right, 0.05. What would a non-autonomous peasant be then? I imagine just a peasant. I am the autonomous peasant though. Okay, so this appearance... bless me. This appearance, thank you, will be what controls our brightness here, like this. The color will be just the attribute e-color. Bless me again, oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just allergic to poor people, you know. Oh. Because I am the petite bourgeoisie. As an autonomous peasant myself. Yeah. What about semi-autonomous peasant? Hold on. Actually, did I misread it? It might have been Wikipedia petite
Why am I dumb?
It is semi-autonomous peasants, never mind. Live long is how you say bless you in Turkish. I like it. I'm pretty in most countries there's something like have a good health or something like that when people sneeze. Part of series of Marxism.
It's also have a good health in Hungarian.
Yeah, in most countries it's almost like exclusively English and I don't know actually how we say it in German.
Gesundheit, but I don't know what that means.
It's very weird to know a word but don't know what it means.
I mean, you say it when someone sneezes, that's all I know.
There we go. So this would let us appear it. However, what we actually want is this. Because this will left to right. Perfect. And then right here we're going to use the appearance attribute, which will store as app. And then right here, perfect. It will start like this. It will end like this. And it will go on. to perfection. You know what worries me? I am the kind of person... Please read, non-autonomous peasant is a serf. I've read that already, Basic, but I'm not laughing at the term, I'm laughing at how it sounds. I'm laughing at the fact that you called me a semi-autonomous peasant. I was about to say something that threw me off, actually. That animation is very satisfying. Thank you. Worked hard on it. Oh yeah, one thing that kind of worries me is that I'm the kind of person who really likes to bring up extreme examples in arguments because I just think that it conveys the point a bit quicker. And so I genuinely am kind of... I mean, it would be kind of funny to see in the future people who take these streams out of context. And like, just with me saying all sorts of things. I'm curious how it's gonna go in the future. Extremism. Look at the second section of the Petit Bourgeoisie Wikipedia article. Oh no, but I already closed it twice. Wikipedia. Petit Bourgeoisie. Second article. Oh, second. Economic system from proletariat and the social class strata. Members of Petit Bourgeoisie can buy the labor of others. They typically work alongside their employees, unlike the Heute bourgeoisie. Artisan small scale entrepreneurs. Wait, so role in fascism? Oh no. No, that's never a good that's never a good title for like for what someone would call me, isn't it? Like if I'm getting called someone, then the second section of Wikipedia is the role in fascism. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I didn't do it. That's not me. Trust me, it wasn't me. I had nothing to do with that. Competition with the big bourgeoisie, some of the proletariat and precarious. I'm actually acknowledge the petty bourgeoisie still want to preserve the existing relationship of property cannot be revolutionary proletariat. Instability of petty bourgeoisie, when augmented in times of crisis, leads to destruction from government or fascism. The fascists find their human material mainly in petty bourgeoisie. The latter has been petty. That's petty, right? The latter has been entirely ruined by capital. There is no way. The further fascism from big capital against workers. Say fascism is the act of placing petty bourgeoisie at the disposal of the middle class, and then you have. Wait, so does it mean? Oh no, does it mean I'm gonna be fascist? I don't like that. I don't want to be. No, I don't. Get me out of here! Get me out of here! I just joined in. You sound French? Ouch! Hurtful. It's very hurtful. Mean thing to say. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm an idiot. Right, no. This one. Yes, the bottom one. Perfect. According to Marx, self-employed people are the evil. Hey, listen, hear me out. Hear me out. No, I promise. I won't be fascist. I promise. Oh no. No, I promise. I promise. I don't want to make YouTube videos, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm just doing science. Ah, would I even render here? Oh, right, the include. According Mark, self-employed people are the evil. That Marx fella has it in for me, just really mean. Well, I mean, YouTuber, okay, I get that. Calling influencers evil, you know what, I can get behind that. But still, it feels a bit personal. What they make it making? I'm the same video. I recorded a scene for this video, which is one of the funniest scenes I've ever done, and I am kind of upset that I'm wasting it on a video like this. I've never been called like a fascist in the making before. That's new.
That's the first time for everything.
I'm just trying to make YouTube videos. I need to donate more to charity to escape the middle class into the lower class. That's the goal. Is it Positron review? Yes, it is.
Hi.
I promise to you all, if I ever have too much money and will start to get a bit too fascisty, I will just donate it away to my own charity. And that way I will either end up in lower class or the upper class. As we got it solved. Becoming proletariat by donating. Make it making YouTube videos. Max next second. You semi-autonomous evil. It's pretty mean, honestly. I'm just saying. No. To be fair, I've never read Marx's theory. I have no idea what it's about. Absolutely no clue. So
I've heard. Yep.
That's kind of weird, out of context.
I've heard so many good things about it from people who read it, and so many bad things about people who did not read it that I wanna read it.
I don't know. I've never read it. I don't know what it's about. Don't worry, guys. Make it as a benevolent dictator. He will bring us. It's saying all conflict in human history results from resource misdistribution. I see. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Free basic theory. Okay, good. We're getting a basic lesson on Marxism. I'm all in. I'm rendering right now in the background. Might as well. Actually, no, wait. The C1. I need to finish this. All hail the harbinger of doodads. Give him the patrons as he must feast. What's going on now? Oh, you've missed a bunch. We're doing a Marxism. We're learning about it. Plus, I make animations. Apparently, I'm a peasant, but like the evil peasant. I'm a bit upset, honestly. Just not you, Betseg, but like Marx calling me like an evil peasant fascist in the making. That's not a good combination of words. It's mean. I have feelings, you know. I'm incoming fascist. I'm just a dictator. Alright? Nothing wrong with that. I knew this would happen. I knew I would rasterize the text and then have problems because of that. Ah, damn it. Do I have backup? Oh! Oh! Oh, I do. Oh! Oh, this is good. This is really good. This is really good news. Oh, this is really good news. Okay.
Make it quick question. Is there a way to delete a group input?
Yes.
Show me on stream. I'm watching.
Yep. Hold on. Basically, once you have some group inputs, in the top right corner in this menu you have the group, and right here you have all the sockets. You can also add new ones.
Wait, hold up. I got an advertisement. So, group. Okay. mm, Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now the pickle here is that we
I
want
can even rename them. Oh my god, hell yeah.
Yep. Now how do we do it? Well, we can do it by first we would change this to be the main label this time, because that goes to the point I'm trying to make. That's kind of what it is in assembly, which means right here we just render this because I still uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh no, I forgot about this. Whoops. Okay, well, render animation happens. Not that big of a deal, I can just copy it over. And then this right here, move perfection. Then what is next in the script? Right here I'm basically trying to draw parallels between C and assembly, which is really easy. Running jump main, which means what we want is we just want program knows where to start. Then we have the curly brackets, which is denote what's inside our function. Shucks, so I should have kept the curly brackets. Got it. Alright, I should have really read ahead before. Oh well, happens. So overwrite the previous one and keep going. Function and okay. Then if you've seen my, this should be pretty clear. So we want to zoom in on these numbers, and then that's where the pickles begin. As such, we just want to zoom in on these. Perfection. Keyword clicking ASMR. I think that might be it for today's live stream actually, because we've reached the point where I just need to render multiple things at the same time in parallel. So I'm gonna go eat some breakfast, and then I'll just be working probably on Discord. I don't know, we'll see. Anyhow, for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day.